YouTube, what's shaking? Welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. I appreciate you being here for this video and for supporting the channel, which makes you a part of the best damn community here on YouTube, without a doubt. Now today we're going to talk about 90% silver, or junk silver, or constitutional silver, however you want to refer to it. But really quickly, let's do a quick review on what exactly 90% silver encompasses.
All right, let's start off with the dimes. You've got Barbers on the left from 1892 to 1916, Mercury dimes or Wing Liberty Head, 1916 to 1945, and of course Roosevelt's from 1946 to 1964, at least the silver version. Each dime is going to have 0.072 ounces of silver. Next, quarters. You've got your Barber on the left, 1892 to 1916. You've got your Standing Liberty, 1916 to 1930, and Washington's from 32 to 64. Each quarter is going to have 0.17875 ounces of silver. Half dollars, Barber on the left, 1892 to 1915. Walking Liberty, 1916 to 1947. Franklin's, 1948 to 63. And the 1 year of 90% Kennedy's in 1964. Now, half dollars are going to have 0.36 ounces of silver weight. And lastly, silver dollars, they don't really get included in 90% because they're more numismatic and collectible, but I threw them up here just for the heck of it. Morgan's on the left ran from 1878 to 1904, and again, one more year in 1921. And of course, on the right, you have the peace dollar, which ran from 1921 to 1935. Each half dollar contains 0.77344 ounces of silver, a little bit over 3/4 of an ounce.
Now, I got into this stuff late in the game because it didn't appeal to me early in my stacking years. So my DCA on average is about 19 to 20 face value on my 90%. And there were times where I paid more than that, to be honest. But right now, you can find 90% silver going anywhere from 22 face and up. And I've even seen it at 28. I mean, damn. But it got me thinking about how much I could sell my 90% for right now if I decided to. So I did some calling around just to see what local coin shops in North Carolina and Virginia were paying. And, well, it was enlightening, to say the least. Anyway, let's get into the calls so you can see what I found out.
Yeah, hey, I was just wondering if you're buying 90% silver.
It depends on how much. I'm the strongest buyer right now. 15 times face in cash.
Okay, you're breaking up real bad. I'm sorry.
I said I could pay 15 times face in cash.
15 times face in cash. All right. Yeah, hey, I was wondering if you were buying 90% silver.
How much you got?
Probably no more than 500 face.
500 face?
Yep.
500 face. Hang on a minute, I gotta see what I can pay.
Okay.
I'd want to pay about 18.
18 face? Okay, that's what I need.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye. Yes, sir. I was wondering if you were buying 90% silver.
Yes, sir.
How much face?
About $18. $18 for every dollar when you walk through the door. It may go up. Probably gonna stay right there for the day.
All right, so 18 face.
Yeah, $18 for every dollar. Yes, 18 face.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. Yes, sir. I was wondering if you were buying 90% silver.
Yeah, we buy it, but we're at 18 times face right this second.
18 times face. Okay, I got it. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Yes, sir. I was wondering if you were buying 90% silver.
If we're what now?
If you were buying 90% silver.
Yes, we are.
What face value?
How much per dollar?
Yep.
All right, give me 1 second. I'll be able to tell you.
All right.
$17.03.
I got you. Thanks so much. That's what I need.
No problem, buddy.
Bye-bye. Yes, sir. I was wondering if you were buying 90% silver.
Well, how much do you have?
Probably less than 500 face.
500 face?
Uh-huh.
Hang on 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah, right now I'd pay 18 on a 500 lot quantity.
I got it. That's what I need. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Yes, ma'am. I was wondering if you guys were buying 90% silver.
Yeah, how much you have?
Less than 500 face.
Give me 1 second, okay? Hold
Sure.
on.
Thanks.
Right now, 18 times.
18 face. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, there you go. At least in July of 2024, it seems like dealers are willing to buy your 90% silver on average at around 18 face value, excluding, of course, the joker who wanted to pay 15 face value. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's do some math on, say, a tube of 50 mercury dimes. Okay, that's going to be our example. Let's say I bought that tube at $24 face value. That'd bring the price to $120 per tube, right? Now, if I were to sell at the average of $18 face value that the dealers were offering, I'd only make $90 on that same tube of dimes, or a loss of $30. That's a lot of money when you're talking about silver. A full ounce, actually. Difference of a full ounce. Too much of a loss. Now, let's take it in a different direction with that same tube of dimes, but from a strictly silver weight perspective. Now, we know that 50 dimes averages out to right around 3.6 ounces of silver. So if I take today's spot price of $29, I'd be paying $104.40 for the 3.6 ounces of silver at spot price. And we know that never happens, but bear with me. Now, if we took the dealer's offer of $18 face value, well, we'd get $90 for that 3.6 ounces of silver dimes, or basically around $19 under spot price. Let that sink in for a minute. You just lost a bunch of money on that tube, and we know every dollar counts when it comes to silver in general. It's too much, and that gain the shop made is going to be turned around for a profit, obviously. Which, by the way, I'm not griping about. LCS owners have to make ends meet by making a profit on what's sold to them. That's what they do. It's how you stay in business. We make the conscious decision either buy from them or sell to them in the end, but you can't fault them for making a living. Anyway, let's look at one more aspect of our dime tube here. The melt value right now for a mercury dime is $2.03 per dime. And if we multiply that times the 50 that are in the tube, our tube has a melt value of $101.50. Again, our dealer offered us $18 face value, and that totaled up to $90. Hell, we're making below melt value on our dimes by selling them at 18 face value. Way below, actually, more than $11. To me, that's just unacceptable. So going by those numbers and buy prices, it wouldn't seem that 90% silver is that great of a deal at all in present times. Now, back in the day, you could buy it at spot or just under, and it was one of the best sneaky deals on silver out there. But those days are long gone, folks. But if you were smart enough to stack it way back when it was dirt cheap, well, you'd stand to make out on it through the long hold. Now, that said, if we've bought our silver, our 90% silver, at anything over 18 face, then we're likely going to lose money in the end. Silver will go up, of course. Hopefully we'll get it back at some point. What we can hope for is at least to get back what we've got into it. But as things stand right now, 90% silver is a losing proposition because of the premiums. And this is unfortunate because 90% is some of the coolest silver to stack. It's unique. It has history. It's always going to have a face value, even if silver were to become worthless. And it's a look into our past. I mean, if these coins could tell a story, it'd be amazing to listen to. But if we're going to get well below melt value when we try to sell this stuff, then it makes me wonder if it's really worth stacking. My answer, at least in the interim, is no, not right now. Maybe that'll change down the road years from now when the stuff becomes even more rare or in demand, but I won't be stacking this stuff going forward. And I've spoken to several shops about 90%, and well, several are reporting that buying is down for it, so stackers are starting to realize the liquidity issues. It's not that the coin shops won't buy it. It's how much they're willing to buy it for, how much they'll give you. Again, they have a brick and mortar payment and life in general to pay for, so they have to be able to make something on the stuff they're buying and selling. It's a business. All right. There you have it, folks. You really need to do your research before you stack different types of silver. Liquidity can be an issue, and it's rearing its ugly head when it comes to 90% silver. And you'll hear all the stories that it's going to make an excellent barter if the economy tanks, but what if the economy just keeps humming along for better or for worse? I mean, bartering in a true SHTF won't be an issue because it's not a scenario that'll take place under general conditions. In the end, you'd be better off selling your 90% peer-to-peer or trading for equal value for something else you have your eye on. Anyway, what are your thoughts? What do you think the positives are for 90% silver. And what are the negatives? Are you still stacking it, holding off, or have you never even thought about it? I'll be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. You guys know I love going through them, so make sure you sound off. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. If you made it this far, well, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode, but in the meantime, you gotta know what's up.
What do you want to do with your life?
I want to stack.
Damn right, get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Peace, folks.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Oh, yes. And what was that beginning, middle, and end part again?